I've brought you all here today for one reason and one reason only. Comments. You know exactly how I feel about comments. There is only one thing that we can do with such comments, and that is
answering them. That's the only thing we can do about these comments. So that is exactly what we're going to do today. We are going to answer all of your guys' comments that you've been having, especially on the diving videos. So yeah, I'm going to go through and explain to you guys, since we're not going to be getting a diving video out since it's rainy season and the currents are berserk, I'm going to instead just explain it from here as best as I can exactly how all the equipment works. So yeah, that's why I've brought you to my room. So get comfy, and we're going to go through step by step. All right, so we are going to start with the one thing that holds your very life source, and that is the scuba tank. So this is the scuba tank, and it's not much to look at. It's just a tank full of air, but it's not just air from around us. It is different gases. I can't tell you the specific gases because I don't know myself, but I do have a dive log, a dive book, study book, and it'll tell you in there. So if you guys do become certified divers, you will, when you take the course, you will be given this book, and it will tell you everything. So I'm just going to give you a little peek into that in today's video. So the scuba tank is, yes, just a tank of air or different gases. It's not exactly the air that's around us because of the pressure and the depth that you're under in the water. You have to change the gases just a little bit. So yeah, but it's completely safe. The gases, they've been tested like crazy. So yeah, they're very safe. This is your average tank. Now, people, depending on what you're doing, if you're cave diving or if you're wreck diving, then you'll have different types of tanks, some with different gases, depending on your depth. Sometimes you can get pure oxygen, but that's dangerous for newbies like myself. So we don't use that. We just use the standard tank, but it's still very good. It'll last you, depends on if you're an air guzzler. In the beginning, it'll probably should last you like 30 minutes, but as you get good at it, it could last you up to like an hour or so on, depending on the size of your tank also. Now we're moving on to the BCD. Now the BCD is what your tank is attached to, and it's also where your regulators are attached to, and it's also your flotation device. So as you're up on the surface, you inflate your BCD, so you're floating up there, and you can just like wait, whether you're getting off the boat and waiting for everybody else to get off the boat so that you can go down, or you're surfacing and you're waiting to get on the boat, you can float in your BCD. And as you're down, when you start descending, you let out your air in your BCD slowly, and you come down, and then once you reach the bottom, you equalize, is what it's called, and you equalize the air in your BCD so that you're completely flat in how you want to be. So I like to be a little bit above the ground. Some people like to be like real close to the ground, like skimming it. I like to be up like 2-3 feet from the ground and just be able to see it all. I love it. So yeah, you get to, everyone has their own way of how they like to equalize their BCD, but that's my favorite way. Now this is the back of the BCD, and you can see there's like this bridge-like thing, this like plasticky looking thing, and that's where your tank is strapped onto your back. BCDs are supposed to be very comfortable. I didn't get a comfortable experience because they were all so big, but when you get your own BCD, it's fit directly to you, and it's amazing, so I hear. But yeah, it's supposed to be real comfortable. There's two straps. One strap goes around the actual body of the tank, and the other strap goes around the top. And sometimes your tank can start to slip down or slip up, and you can just ask your buddy to come over, and you can adjust it and stuff. So yeah, it's very nice, very comfortable. Now we get to the regulators, and the regulators are what you breathe out of. That's what you breathe the air out of the tank with. And you have two regulators. One is your main regulator, and that's what you just use all the time. But then you have a second regulator called the octopus, and the octopus is what you use in emergencies. If your one regulator stops working, then you have a backup. Or if your partner, if your buddy, if he runs out of air or his regulator isn't working or something, then you have an extra for him, and you can both breathe off the same tank. So yeah, very useful. Never want to dive without it. And then we have this other thing, and it's a manometer, as some people say, or I just call it a pressure gauge. Pressure gauge. And what that does is it shows you well, it depends. Okay, so there is literally so many diving equipment and so many different designs. So the one that I used, it was a pressure gauge and it told you your depth. So the pressure gauge tells you how much air you have left in your tank, and then you have your depth gauge, which tells you how deep you are. And they can come in meters or feet, but most of the time when you're diving, you'll do it by meters. So you may want to learn if you don't know what a meter is. And then here's a close up of the regulator, and you can see the little tube where the air comes in. And then you can see, and then here's the mouthpiece. And some people like different type of regulators. I don't know. I kind of like a light regulator. Some people like a more like a heavier. I don't know. You can customize literally anything and everything in diving, so that's always cool. Now we get to weight belts, and weight belts you'll get fitted for, and so that they're the right weight. And what they're made for is so that you have a bunch of flotation in the front of your body when you're diving, and so the weight belt is around your waist towards the back of your body so that it keeps you real balanced, or else you'll be swimming like all diagonal and be terrible. So yeah, that's what the weight belts are for, and to actually get you on the bottom. So yeah, you'll get fitted out for those if you go for dive certification, which is amazing, and you should definitely do it if you have the chance. And then you can also get these dive watches, and the dive watch, they come in literally hundreds of different models and different types, and they have different things that they do. So they can tell you the depth, the time, your decompression stops, which I'm not going to go into because it's really complicated and I don't want to accidentally mislead you. Plus, it's really boring, I guess. There are some boring things when you go to get dive certified. You have this whole book that you have to go through, this whole manual, and you do different tests and stuff. It's all real easy. Nothing's a trick question. They want you to pass, and diving is actually really easy to learn. You just got to remember a few things and get through a few things, because there are some dangers to it, where like, if you, no, I'm not even going to go into it, but just know that decompression stops are very, very important, or else you may explode. And yeah, you can hook them up actually like to your tank and stuff, so they'll actually tell you how much pressure you have left in your tank, the time of when you need backup, everything. Dive watches can tell you everything, and they don't come cheap. So, I just stick with a gauge and guess the time. No, no, I just stick with the gauge. I don't really need to know the time. I just need to know when to go up. So, yeah, you really don't need a dive watch that badly, as long as you have a gauge that tells you your depth and your PSI. You should be fine. So yeah, that's basically all of the main dive parts. And then there's always so many different pieces of equipment that you can get to add on and attach on, and it's all really, really cool. And sometime I'm gonna be like slowly buying my own stuff, because diving is an expensive sport. So I'm gonna be slowly upgrading, getting my stuff, starting with a BCD. Tanks, you don't really need to buy, because you can just rent them like anywhere. It's the other stuff that you want to be like comfortable with, like your BCD mostly, regulator, dive watch. That's what you want to get, so that you're comfortable with it. You know exactly where it is. The tanks, you just strap them on your back. You don't even feel them. But now we're gonna go through your guys' comments and answer them as best to my ability as possible, which may not be possible, but we're going to do our best. All right, so before we get into the comments, I would just like to say that a snorkeling video, as you guys are wanting really badly, in which I really do want to give to you guys, it's not happening right now because the storms are literally just so insane right now. I went out with my brother the other day just to see if the conditions were good to go snorkeling, and the current was so bad. It was sucking so hard. down the beach. So it's really not good right now, but I will get it out to you guys. I'm going to try sometime in the next couple weeks to get it out whenever it's good. And whenever, it doesn't need to be super clear, but I would like it to not be where you can't even see my face underwater, because sometimes, like right now, it's pretty bad. So I will get that out to you guys. I will, but just not right now because I'm fear for my life. No. Okay, so let's get into the comments. So I did try to answer these as best as I could, but it's always better to just speak it than to write it. I'm always a better speaker than a writer. So DF Super, awesome, Dive Master B. Thank you so much. Was it difficult for you to breathe? It's really not difficult. It's really, really not. When the pressure of the air coming out of the tank into your mouth, like you just need to inhale the tiniest little bit and then your mouth is full. And it's just like the easiest, like it's so easy to just chug the air. Like it's awesome. It's easier breathing underwater than it is right now. You only have to go halfway and then it fills you up. Was it difficult for you to breathe? Of all the diving equipment, what do you think is the most uncomfortable? Definitely my BCD. Literally, one of the straps wasn't even working, so it was like half on. It was so bad. It was so bad, but it's fine. I still enjoyed it like crazy. DF Super says again, is the mask very annoying? And it's really not. It's really, really not. I mean, maybe I've been snorkeling and stuff for all my life, so it's really, really comfortable for me, especially because I have a mask that fits me perfectly. If you don't have a mask that fits you perfectly, if it's too big or too small, then it can be uncomfortable, but it's really not. It's really, really nice and super comfortable. And a comment that I've been getting a lot is whether you can breathe through your nose with your mask on. And the mask, hold on, let me go get it. Let me show you. All right, so I'm not going to talk too much about I'm not going to talk too much about the snorkel or about the fins because I want to do that on the snorkeling video. But here's the mask. This is my brand new mask. I have a GoPro stand. I really wish I had that when I went diving, but got that now, so it's super awesome. And so the mask covers your nose, you see, and it's all silicone all around. So when you try to breathe, it sucks more onto your face. So you actually want a little bit of pressure and air in here so that when you're going down, because the pressure will actually push it against your face. But the reason why they cover your nose with it is so that it equalizes, because your nose will equalize the pressure in your goggles, or else your eyes will literally pop out of your head. The pressure is so strong. So when you try to suck in through, it just like squeezes your eyes out and it hurts real bad. So you always sometimes I can feel pressure real hard on my face. So I just let out a little bit of air into my mask and it makes it come off my eyes. And yeah, it's all good. But we'll get more on that on the mask and on the fins I use on the snorkel and everything when we do the snorkeling video. But back to the comments. User MC6TW9XR50 says, what's the feeling of having a stuffy nose all the time? Was it very uncomfortable for you? Can you try to inhale through your nose while wearing the mask, or is it impossible? Has it ever happened to you? This year I'm going diving, and I'd like to know what it's like. First of all, awesome. I really hope all of you guys get to experience diving. It's absolutely amazing. I don't know what you mean about the stuffy nose. I mean, right now I kind of have a stuffy nose. But do you mean having the mask on, not being able to breathe? It's not stuffy. It feels like everything's equalized in your mask, and it feels real good. It's not like there's a bunch of pressure or anything. And yeah, very, very comfortable. And I already explained, the inhaling through the nose. It just feels wrong. Once you put the mask on, it feels wrong to inhale through your nose. So you don't forget to not do it or anything. You just instantly go to the mouth. So it's very comfortable, in my opinion. I mean, everyone, can have their own opinions. But it's always been very comfortable for me. And then the same person says, it would be great if you had the complete video of the dive to see what all the equipment you are carrying is like until you return to the boat, as an idea. and I completely agree. So I that video, that dive video that I uploaded before those videos before that video. Sorry, that probably doesn't make sense at all. The videos before the dive video weren't doing well on YouTube, and I just like wasn't super comfortable really. And then when I uploaded that dive video, it did really good. It got 130, 150 views, which is like awesome for me right now as a young YouTuber, as a what's it called? I guess an amateur. No, as a new YouTuber. That's incredible for me. So that was absolutely amazing, and I thank you guys so much. Um, so I wasn't super comfortable with the camera, and I didn't know really what I was to expect either. So I didn't film everything, but I know now what to expect, and I'm more comfortable in front of the camera and stuff. So I will definitely, next time I go diving, I will show you everything, all the equipment, putting it on, getting in the water, getting out of the water. I will show everything that I can. So yeah, don't worry. Next video is going to be awesome, and maybe do some spearfishing. That would be super sick. So maybe that'll happen. So yeah, guys, and then you were talking about making a snorkeling video and how cool that would be. And yeah, completely agree. You guys are the ones that gave me the idea. When I thought of doing a snorkeling video, and then I was like, no, but they want to see diving. So I was just gonna wait. But you guys seem like you really want to see that. So I definitely will be coming out. We'll be coming out to you guys very, very soon. As soon as the ocean clears up, I will be in that water making a video. And it's really not that hard to speak. I mean, it kind of just sounds like when you have a stuffy nose, I guess. I mean, it doesn't feel like you have a stuffy nose, but it's what you sound like. So it is easy to speak. I don't know how easy it is to understand, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best. But thank you guys for all your support. It's absolutely awesome. I was kind of feeling down about this channel, like it wasn't really going anywhere. And then you guys in your comments and your views and your likes, it means the world to me, guys. So thank you so, so much. This comment comes from user MC6TW9XR5. Oh, I think it's the same one. I think we already read a few comments by this person. Says, surfing can be very relaxing to help you think. I agree with you on this. Of all the sports you have mentioned, surfing, diving, or snorkeling, what do you like most about each one, and what do you least like? So, in the comments, I explained a little bit, but surfing is just so calming, and just to wait out there, and I get to think, I get to just relax, and it's kind of like a me time. So it's very nice and relaxing. Diving is just incredible. You just get to see so much. It's a whole other world. And yeah, it's just amazing. It's a whole nother feeling. It's so hard to explain it. You just got to experience it. And then snorkeling's just fun. You can be there with a bunch of different guys, and you're just out there examining everything from the surface, and you don't have to worry about equipment and stuff. As long as you got a mask or goggles and, I don't know, maybe some fins or a snorkel, it's awesome. So yeah, it's always good. This comment comes from Alejandro Jones, KG8JL. I really like your videos. They distract me a lot, and it's very good for me. I can't wait to see your snorkeling tutorial, which I'm sure is incredible, about which I have a lot of questions. Thanks, buddy. Thanks so much for that. Yeah, your guys' comments are awesome. This comes from Ross Burgess. I feel the struggle in school, man. Keep posting. You'll do great. Thank you so much. Yes, school is a bit stressful, but it's good. It's good. I love school. It's amazing. So, yeah, I mean, we're getting through it. But yeah, thank you guys so, so much for all of your support and your comments and everything. It's absolutely amazing, and just like I said, it means the world to me. This channel, I'm like super passionate about, but it hasn't really gone anywhere. But since that diving video, it's really doing good, and I'm trying to upload once a week. And I think I've been sticking to that. So yeah, this will be this week's video, and hopefully next week's video will be the snorkeling one. So stay tuned. Check out this video if you have not already, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.